Okay, we should be good now, I think. I heard some notifications. I heard people get some notifications.
Yeah, it says live now on YouTube.
Okay. Lift off, we're live. Okay. Let us know, just coming up right out of the gate, want to say that we're having a little bit of an experimental setup right now. Skype was crashing, so we're video chatting on Discord, and I'm using XSplit instead of OBS, so we're having some technical difficulties. So right off the bat, just want to let you guys know that, so you guys know if there's any problems with the stream, that you will that will be the reason, essentially. But want to welcome everyone to another episode of the 4GwQPodcast podcast. This is episode number 155 for November 9th, 2017. Sorry for the late start, but we're going to get right into this. First, let me introduce everyone. Of course, I'm Inferno217. We've got joining us for his 155th straight appearance on this program, ZBCI Assassin. What's going on, bud?
Sup?
And we've got also Zebra Fries with not her usual picture. We've got Discord little stand-ins. So what's going on, Taylor?
Hello.
And same thing with Clowns, but we'll figure it out for next week. This was kind of an on-the-fly thing, but Clowns, what's going on, bud?
What is up, people of the internet?
And you may notice that our audio is a little clearer, actually. I think it does a nice job blocking out Assassin's fan noise that has been present for the past 100 episodes or so. Yeah, we're gonna just get right into this. First of all, let me just give a big thanks to our affiliates. Go look down in our description below. We've got affiliate links. I know all of you are doing holiday shopping. If you're in the U.S., you're shopping at all those major places. I'm sure of it, especially if you're watching this podcast. So definitely go check out those links. You don't have to buy what comes up there. You don't have to spend any more money than you usually would. Just make your purchase, and it'll go through, and we'll get a little bit of referral bonus. So thank you to those affiliates for giving us that opportunity, and thank you guys for shopping through those links. So maybe one extra step, but it really helps us out. So please go ahead and do that. All right. Well, let's just start off with this. If you're, living under a rock, you don't know this, but I think everyone watching this podcast knows that a little thing called the Xbox One X finally came out, and most of us got it here. Taylor decided to be an adult and not spend that kind of money on a gaming console that she pretty much already has. But first of all, Taylor, how difficult of a decision was that to make?
Very. But partially it wasn't my decision, because that's money that's being paid back to me. I'm getting a free console basically out of it. So I want it, but I'll wait. I'll be an adult and I'll wait.
There you go. Who knows? In 3 or so months, you may see a deal on this thing. You may see some sort of lightning deal that's $50 off or something. And you'll be like, see, I fucking waited, and it was the right decision. But we're going to talk about on the podcast tonight. We're going to talk about how awesome this thing is, and I hope you don't get upset, Taylor, because in your predicament, and in a lot of people's cases, it is the right thing to do. But I want to go ahead and go to Assassin, because Assassin was the one, and I want Assassin to kind of give his story. But Assassin was the one that was the last one to kind of finally, of my friends that I know, to kind of pay off their console.
Yeah.
And it was kind of nerve-wracking. So, Assassin, why don't you go ahead and give your story on how you got this thing, and give your first overall impressions.
So I went to GameStop, which they were quite rude, actually. Probably never go back there.
Wow.
Yeah, the guy that was also there, the rude guy, fortunately was not at the midnight release, but the other guy was saying, these things are going to break within a year. So nice. Give us $50 and we'll guarantee you that a warranty for 2 more years. That was really annoying.
First of all, hold on before you continue. Jizzle in the YouTube chat says GameStop rude. No, no way.
Well, this is I've had rude people at GameStop before, but it's been years.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of just threw me off when I called to see if there's a midnight release, and the guy's like, "Well, I called you. Why didn't you just answer your phone? Like, you could have just said yes. Like, you didn't need to, give me all this bullshit."
Right.
But then, I finally got the console plugged in, and Clowns, fell asleep. So I couldn't play the game I really wanted to try out first, unfortunately. But I got to play Forza 7 and Gears. Both of them looked exceptional. And then I was happy and went to bed.
Well, you say it looked exceptional. Now, you got to tell me, because I saw this thing at E3, so I wasn't like coming into it totally blind. But you got to tell me, was it above your expectations, or was it about where you kind of expected it to be?
So Forza 7, like, I kind of like, because everyone's like showing it off, like pictures or whatnot. So I kind of expected it. Then I went to Gears. I'm like, this can't. I mean, it'll look good, but I don't think it'll look that great. And I had to play the first mission. They have a bunch of those different colors and stuff. I'm like, whoa, It was just amazing.
Oh yeah. Gears, I think. I mean, I've said it before, but I'll say it again now that it's out and everyone can go check it out. These updates are free, by the way, so if you weren't aware. But I'll tell you, Gears was the thing that impressed me the most, to be honest. Even though Forza looked absolutely gorgeous, I'm kind of like in the same boat as Assassin, that I kind of expected it to look gorgeous already. So it wasn't too much of a surprise to me. But I'm telling you, that HDR on Gears is a game changer. That 4K, that shadow detail. It's not just like they took that game and put the resolution up. They went above and beyond that. You know what I mean? You agree with that, right, Assassin?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a whole nother level. But not only Gears 4 too. Like they, we'll get into this a little bit more in a second, but they did some X updates on some old games too, like Xbox 360 games, even Xbox original OG Xbox games got a bump. So and Gears 3 is 4K resolution. It looks incredible. I was playing it last night. Looks unreal. I'm so impressed with what they were able to do with that game. But Clowns, go ahead and why don't you give us your story on how you got the thing. I know it was not quite as down to the wire as Assassin, but still filled with some excitement. I know you went to a midnight release and all that. So why don't you give us how you got the thing and your overall impressions so far?
Yeah, well, I got mine. I had paid mine off way early back in the day, thanks to Al on Twitter. Me and him go back and forth and find great deals on the flips at GameStop, and 60%, 70% trade-in bonuses. Old games that I never played anymore that I bought cheap anyway, used previously. I flipped all those and I got like over $450. So I just put less than $100 down on it. Took off some taxes, had mine paid off way in advance, and super excited. So I go to midnight release, and the midnight release was awesome at my GameStop. Some dude comes in, walks in with his dreadlocks, has an infant, like real infant, like 3 months old, in a car seat, and plops the infant right down in line, right next to my foot. And he walks away while the infant is like wiggling around, hitting my foot with the car seat. And, 15 minutes later, the guy's like, here's your number, here's your box, go home. And I went home, and I fell asleep because Assassin took so long. But I'm loving it. It's great so far. I have no issues. It is faster, but I don't really see that 40% oomph on the load-in times. So I don't know about that, but it is faster in-game. It's great. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
My color over the Project Scorpio, it just feels kind of cheap on there.
Yeah, and I do have the controller here that, I kind of wanted to show. I mean, obviously you've seen pictures, but like, I don't know. Once you get it, that Project Scorpio label in the middle, I mean, that's, I don't know. I think they could have gone above and beyond. I mean, they've got the Xbox Design Lab, they could have just gone really buck wild on this thing to really accentuate the the launch of this thing. Project Scorpio has been in talks in in the public eye for over a year. People are excited for this thing. I think they wanted a I think they should have gone for like something more special. You guys agree with that?
I do like the all black controller, but the wording, like that tiny little wording and a color that's very hard to see for colorblind people.
Well, we've already determined on this podcast no one cares about you guys.
Well,
And the good news is I already put some Dorito grease on mine over the Project Scorpio, so it's got a little bit of fingerprints there, a little bit of a mess.
Nice. Daz has a good recommendation in the YouTube chat. Says should have been engraved. That would have been cool. I mean, it's obviously not engraved. I mean, it's printed right across. If you guys have one, you know that. But, I did kind of an impromptu podcast the other day with Rand and Tim Dog and Macca, and we talked about the Xbox One X. And we were talking about the controller, and I said on the podcast that I thought it felt different than the normal white pack-in one that comes with the Xbox One S, and they were all like, "Oh, that's placebo effect. You're a fucking Xbot. You're a fanboy. It's not different." And then Mikey Barra was actually in the chat, and he said, "Yeah, it's different." So really shoved it to those fucking bitches, right?
wow.
So it is a little different, but like not much different. I agree with Assassin though. I think the matte black with the black like letters too on the buttons is slick.
Yeah.
Really slick. But I would have liked, maybe like the bumpers and maybe the different joystick color, maybe like different triggers, because they've been really talking about Design Lab. James Shields, awesome guy, head of accessories over there, or one of them at least. He was really excited about this launch, and I feel like that those guys may have wanted. I mean, they put so much detail into the Elite controller. I feel like they had more ideas on the table. They could have gone ahead and thrown in that packing controller to make it really special. So Rand's in the chat. He says, how dare the Boston Hammer. I don't know what he's referring to, but if he's referring to me shitting on the controller, I mean, it's kind of basic. I'm sorry. It's kind of basic. But yeah, story about how I got one, not very eventful. Got it shipped to my brother's apartment, picked it up after work, played a little bit, and that was it. Like I didn't go to any midnights. I didn't go to any pre-order right after the conference or whatever. I pre-ordered it online. That was it. Bing bang boom, done. And I had to work anyway. There's no way I was getting the day off, unfortunately. I know a lot of people did get the day off though, so kudos to you guys that were able to take. I think Luca, who we had on a couple weeks ago, she got like 5 days off or something, she said on Twitter. Did you guys see that?
No, but that's a lot of days off.
She got like 5 days off to play, in order to play this thing. Jeez, lucky. But Jizzle says the controller sucks. Wish they would have kept it and taken money off. I'm right there with you, Jizzle. I said that. Said that in this podcast. Said it on TXR. Rest in peace. I think they could have released an edition that did not have the controller, saved a little bit of money. Even if it was like $40. I mean, I think it would have sold well.
My GameStop, when one of my friends named Joe, he was getting his Elite controller, that because you got $50 off, just that day. They also said they could take the controller away and take another $50 off. So he would have got his controller for $50.
Holy shit! No, I didn't know that. Wow. So that means GameStop right now, or that day at least, was trading in controllers for $50.
Well, yeah, at least that's what he said.
Wow. I mean, I definitely would have done that. But I mean, I pre-ordered online, so I couldn't have. But I mean, I could live without this black controller. I mean, I know Assassin, you're a huge fan of black electronics, but I'm more of a white electronics kind of guy. So, yeah. I mean, did you guys see anything about this? And Taylor, I'm sure you saw stuff too about this huge New York City party. They did a stream on Mixer. Like Tim Dog was on Mixer with Phil, like playing Forza, and they had like Shaq, Ronda Rousey. They had like so many celebrities there. Do you guys see any of this?
I saw some on Twitter. I didn't really care to watch because I didn't really have much to watch. Anything.
Assassin's basically, he's not impressed with pop culture that much. He could care less about celebrities.
Well, why would I want to watch them play Forza when I've already played it?
He's just being nice about it, Inferno. He
Clearly.
doesn't want to.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Taylor, you see anything about this?
No. I
Oh
didn't.
my God, you guys didn't see it, dude. They had like Shaq, Ronda Rousey. They had like Odell Beckham Jr. They had like all these athletes, former athletes. Ronda Rousey like knocked out some bitch. Like it was fake, obviously, but like she threw a punch and knocked somebody out. I can't remember who it was, but I thought the stream was kind of cool. I mean, I don't know how many people watched on Mixer. I caught like a very brief amount of time on it, and then I kind of bailed on it too. I saw all the updates on Twitter, all the pics. Aaron Greenberg was there tweeting like a storm. Tim was there tweeting a lot. But I mean, that just proves that they were excited about this, that they were like, confident in it, that they were going to bring all these big names out for something like this,
Yep.
But this poor guy right here is at the launch party and he's holding up like the non-Project Scorpio edition. Do you see that in this picture?
Poor guy.
Poor guy. He's probably like the first one to get it. They like videoed him. They're all clapping and stuff. Greenberg hands it to him. It's the base model.
Imagine if that slipped out of his hands and it broke.
Dude, that happened with like an iPad or an iPhone. One of the iPhone launches. I can't remember. It's on YouTube. You got to search it. But some guy went live and, or they went live. Sorry, some guy went live. They went live and they were talking to him right when he came out of the store and he's holding it and he dropped it and it shattered.
Poor guy.
Daz says it doesn't look heavy there. Good transition for me, Daz. Thanks, buddy. So this thing is goddamn heavy. I mean, this thing is really heavy. And they were talking the other night about negatives about this console. We'll get into that in a second because we all know the positives are just amazing. But negatives, right? We're talking about negatives, and I said the thing is really heavy. Like the thing is super heavy. You guys agree with this? You took it out of the box. You were like, "Holy shit, this thing's heavy."
When, like I said, when I went to GameStop, they were like, at the Xbox One, the normal one that came out in 2013 was like 2 pounds. This thing weighs 10. And I'm like, no. So then he hands me the box. He's like, this is heavy. I'm like, I swear the box for the Xbox One was heavier than. But
No,
I know it's heavy, but like they explained it was so heavy that you got to use like 2 hands. I'm just like one-handing this bitch. Like,
excuse me, stud. Like, geez, I thought it was really heavy. Evil Earn wants to know, is it being heavy really a negative? And I think it is because, if you think about mounting this thing vertically, I would probably second guess it. I don't think I ever would. If, put it on a stand or whatever and mount it vertically. I mean, if you have a heavier thing, you stand it up and you hit it, accidentally, I feel like it's going to topple a little more easily than, the lighter one. Because like the weight distribution is like, it's not like most of it would be at the bottom if you mount it vertically. It's like it's kind of the same the whole way through. So I feel like it would topple more easily. I could be totally wrong about that. I plan on mounting mine on the wall, by the way. So that is kind of a negative for me. But I don't know. Clowns, did you think it was heavy when you took it out of the box?
No, I didn't really think it was that heavy. I mean, it was a little bit more heavy than the S, but it wasn't anything that concerned me.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just like this unique person that is worried about this kind of things. Like I have it flat right now. I made sure the whole footprint was on top of where it was because I was like worried something was going to happen to it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like paranoid and am treating it too much of like a baby or some shit. But
probably.
Well, to answer Jizzle's question, I mean, it's also, strong enough that you could use it as a coaster. Put like your wet drinks on there and your Cheetos and stuff. Yeah, like, if you have the wires hanging out from the tables of the TV, you don't just got to lift it. I mean, you could use it as a coaster, too.
There you go.
Or a paperweight. I mean, maybe stop a boat, put it behind a tire.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jez from Windows Central, he did like a heat signature thing on it, right? And it's got like a lot of heat in the back. Maybe you could cook popcorn or something off it.
Maybe. Magnetic Storm 25 says it's a trade-off, super cooling versus heavy. And yeah, a lot of what you're feeling in there for the weight is definitely the cooling element. So, I mean, I would rather it be stay cooling. You know, a lot of these dynamic resolution games, right? The way it hits the highest resolution is your GPU has to be at 100%. So, like a game like Assassin's Creed Origin, right? That game looks absolutely phenomenal in this thing. They did an analysis today, I think it released on Digital Foundry, and they, you know, obviously the X is pretty close to 4K all the time, you know? And if it didn't have that cooling ability and it was dynamic resolution, it would probably drop because the GPU at 100% can only stay there for a certain amount of time without being cooled off. So, Irrelevant Native says you can fry an egg on the PS4 Pro, so trying to stay competitive, I guess. Yeah, the PS4 Pro is hot. That thing's hot. And it sounds like a jet engine, just like the original PlayStation 4. Extremely loud.
Oh my god, yeah.
Extremely loud. All right, so let's get into negatives then. What do you guys think are negatives about this thing? Because we talked about the positives. You know, graphics look amazing. You guys are really impressed with the stuff you've been playing. I'm obviously impressed with the stuff.
I don't know if it's a negative on the system itself or more on the devs, but you know, they were Xbox and the devs. You know, EA Dice were both bragging that, hey, you know, Star Wars is Xbox One X enhanced. Well, you turn on your 4K TV with HDR and you look at the cutscenes and in space where all the stars are, it's like pixelated in the background. Parts of it. It's like a weird pixelation. I mean, not the whole thing, but a portion of it is. And I thought it was just me at first, but I went on Twitter and a couple other people at KS8000 Samsungs said they're seeing it too. So yeah, I mean, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Enhanced then.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't think I've seen anything really like that, but
if you play the campaign and the campaign cutscenes, you'll see it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, they're relying... I mean, Microsoft has tested a lot of the games that they've called quote-unquote enhanced and that they will, you know, say are, you know, enhanced naturally via the onboard graphics processor and the onboard super sampling. But at the same time, you know, there are going to be games that get by that and aren't necessarily, like, working flawlessly. So, I mean... Coming out of the gate, that's the kind of thing they screwed up with the reviewers too. Like, it's got to work completely flawlessly, or else it's gonna look bad. It's gonna look bad. They've been talking this thing up for over a year, so I mean, people are gonna nitpick like crazy because of it, obviously, and they probably should.
Yeah,
I mean, who cares?
And that's something I can see that being on the devs' fault too. I don't really blame Microsoft on it. Microsoft should have really teased it until the devs perfected it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it is what it is. I don't really blame the Scorpio for it.
Gotcha. Assassin, negatives on this thing?
I really don't have any negatives unless you want to count the day one update. It felt like it took years to update, but other than that, I mean, I haven't had, you know, any issues, you know, just scrolling through like the dashboard like you'd see on the S or the original where it's just like lag or whatever. I mean, and then games look great. So, I mean, they've basically what they told me. I mean, it works. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. One negative I can think of that it doesn't really apply to me, but is definitely something that I didn't realize would be the case. I mean, it makes sense if you think about it, but hear me out on it, is that you can't 4K HDR capture unless you're plugged into a 4K HDR TV. So if you want to make captures of your games and like use them for YouTube or use them for Upload Studio or what have you, and you want to do captures of games, you can't do it unless you're plugged into a TV that supports that resolution. And now it makes sense, right? Because it's not displaying that resolution. It's the Xbox One is just displaying, the Xbox One X is just displaying whatever you're plugged into. So it makes sense that it wouldn't capture that, but that's kind of like, I don't want to say misleading, but it kind of makes me feel like that's something that they should have kind of been more clear about. But like, it's one of those things where I don't think anyone kind of like thought about it, and then once they tried to do it, people were just really confused. Why can't I upload oh, why can't I capture 4K? Why can't I upload 4K? They didn't realize that feature would also be knocked out if you didn't have a TV. And if you think about it, it does make sense, but I think it's kind of a negative. But what else? There was a negative that I was thinking. Now I can't remember it. I said the weight thing, but that's kind of frivolous, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it in the future. What else? What else about this thing? I mean, I feel like we've been talking about this thing for months, that it's like now the thing's out and it's just like, we know all about it. Like, it's kind of like, it's just there now. It's kind of like part of our living rooms now, but we've known everything about it, really. What do you think? What do you guys think is the most impressive game you've played on it? Like the thing that really wowed you the most?
So out of all the games I have played so far for X Enhanced, it would have to be Gears and then probably Wolfenstein 2.
I've been hearing, I haven't picked that up yet. I'm probably going to pick that up at Black Friday, but I've been hearing Wolfenstein 2 looks absolutely incredible on this thing.
Yeah.
Clouds, is that your leader right now, Wolfenstein 2?
No, I would say that. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Right now, the only games that I've really been playing on it is CoD World War II. And I will tell you that it runs smooth as butter. Details are awesome. I mean, it looks great.
Yeah, I mean, even COD, like some people were like, "Oh, is this enhanced? Is it not? It wasn't showing up in the enhanced list." I guess that's another negative, right? Is that there isn't really good enough transparency on when these updates are coming, if they're actually there. I mean, so one person will have it in their enhanced list, and the next person won't. They'll have to like reinstall it, or I mean, that's kind of annoying. I mean, that's kind of a growing pain problem. I mean, they're gonna figure that out. But I mean, they could have come out the gate with that working properly, and a lot of it has to do with, I think, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I think, certain companies kind of dictate whether or not it shows up under that list, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, I guess Call of Duty was enhanced like a couple days ago, but it didn't go under the list until today or something like that.
Yeah, the store page didn't even say it was enhanced, I think.
Right.
Now it's showing up, but yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I think that's a pretty big deal. So, I mean, Evil Earn just mentioned that in the YouTube chat. He said, a little hard to find settings for the Xbox X updates. Some games, especially Gears of War 4. Now, if you're an alpha preview program, it's a little easier, right, Assassin? It shows up a little more.
Yeah, you just go to manage game, and where it says the file size or whatnot on the top, it'll say. Not all games will say this, but like Gears, for instance, say 4K assets installed or not installed.
If you go to a game, and you shouldn't have to do this, but there's a little trick. If you go to a game, you hit left bumper, right bumper, start and select, or menu and view. If you hit all those at the same time, it'll bring up a secret menu where you can see whether or not the assets are installed or not. So, little secret little tip there if people don't know. HTK, here's a perfect example. HTK 360 says in the YouTube chat, showed enhanced for me yesterday. So, I mean, it shows enhanced for one person, not for the other. It's downloaded for one person, not for the other. So, it's just crazy. Taylor, I wish you had one of these things so you could be like, oh my god, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Origins and it looks absolutely gorgeous. And
I mean, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Origins, so I mean, it still looks gorgeous. I don't care. Game's beautiful, no matter what.
That's kind of like a good take-home message too, right? Like, that's kind of like how I'm going to close this topic, I feel, is that who do you recommend this for? Do you recommend this for everyone or not? I think if you have a 1080p TV, I mean, you're going to see some differences for sure. I've tested it on a 1080p set myself, and I can definitely notice the difference in the edges and stuff being less blurry and, better upscaling and less artifacts, if you will. But I feel like, the Xbox One S still has a place. People still have that thing. And,
Well, I'm playing on OG.
And yeah, and the OG too. Yeah, the OG too. Yeah. Yep. I mean, they don't sell the OG anymore, but if you if you have the Xbox One S or the Xbox OG and you don't want to upgrade quite yet because you don't have a 4K TV, I think it's a perfectly reasonable explanation. I think it's perfectly acceptable. Like, no, I don't think you should be trashed upon for that because it's $500 this thing. So $500 for like upscale 1080p and faster dashboard for some people. Some people say it's not faster, but I think it is a little faster. But that may not be worth it for you. I mean, it depends on your play style, but like, it's games like AC Origins, games like Shadow War, games like Forza 7, those games already look incredible on base hardware. So you really got to weigh it out for yourself. And if you don't have a 4K TV, this thing is definitely harder to recommend. I mean, I would still get it because I'm a techie, but you guys feel the same way, Assassin Clowns? If you don't have a 4K TV, would you recommend this thing?
Well, some games, I mean, it would be nice. Like, I think, Wolfenstein 2 runs at 810p. Like, if you want a full 1080, then, you're going to need this hardware, especially probably for some of the other games. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like any dynamic resolution stuff is definitely going to hit the top end with the X. So you will notice it in that regard. You will definitely notice it in games like Quantum Break, which got a huge Xbox One X boost.
The game looks pretty good.
Yeah, the game looks great on X. I thought on base hardware it was really blurry. I mean, some people thought it looked great. I thought it was kind of blurry on base hardware, and on base hardware it was like 720p. And with the X, you're gonna get it upgraded. So it depends really on what you play. There are some games that just already look awesome. Like I thought World War II, Call of Duty World War II on Xbox One S. I mean, I didn't think it looked incredible. Like I played it on the Pro. I own it for the Pro, but I thought that it looked pretty good on base Xbox hardware. I mean, I thought it was perfectly sharp, no problem. But Clowns, you recommending this thing to 1080p people?
I think it depends on how much they want to spend, to be honest with you. If you're a diehard fan, something that's going to give you faster load times, especially in the future, and faster in-game rendering, I would say go ahead and get this even on 1080p because it works like that. If you're a budget gamer and you're still sitting on 720p or 1080p TVs and you don't have to have the latest tech, then wait a year for it to come down in price.
Mm-hmm. And it will definitely come down in price because there's going to be a point where they kind of hit a wall in sales on this. This isn't like the Nintendo Switch, This is a successor to a platform that's been around for 4 years. This isn't like, yeah, it is revolutionary because it's 4K, native 4K. I don't want to say dynamic. That's the Pro. Native 4K for a lot of games. Not everything, obviously, but a lot of stuff hits native 4K. I mean, I can't overstate how impressed I am with some of the graphics on this thing. But at the same time, it is still an Xbox One, and you can play all the same games on base hardware as you can on the X. So, $500 is a lot of money for some people when on Black Friday, you're going to be able to get an S with 4 games and newer games too for $250. So
Walmart actually, I think Cheap Ass Gamer said that Walmart is starting their bundles for the S's now.
Yep. These companies are all competing for your business. They don't want you to wait until Black Friday. I've noticed that with Best Buy too. I mean, shit. I bought Uncharted Lost Legacy today from Best Buy for $16.
Wow.
Yeah, that was an early Black Friday deal. $16. And Clowns, you tipped me off to Horizon Zero Dawn. I already own that, but that was $16.
Oh,
or $18, something like that.
Yeah, at Best Buy for Gamers Club Unlocked, it was like 16, like you said.
Yeah.
But Amazon matched the price today, so it's 19 on there too.
Yeah, crazy. So, I mean, the deals are going to be awesome on base hardware. If you don't need the X, get on all those deals. I mean, it's not, like Phil Spencer said, it's not for everyone. But if you have a 4K TV, I think you'll see huge benefits to it. And it's kind of like a no-brainer if you're, really investing in your entertainment to get the maximum out of your entertainment. You got to watch out for your 4K TVs though, because they're not all the same, and it will, not necessarily be a such an improvement if you're on a 4K TV that's like $100 or some shit. They've got a 4K TV at Best Buy this Black Friday for $170, a 50-inch sharp.
There's one thing you guys gotta be careful about too when you're looking at these 4K TV deals, and I know a lot of people are going to go budget 4K TV. So the TCL, even the S version, had brighter colors with HDR10 than the Toshiba one I got. However, the only thing is that the TCL S series had a 15 millisecond response time for video games, which is not for a budget TV. I mean, ideal for a budget TV would be probably between 6 to 8 milliseconds. And right now, you're going to find 8 milliseconds on budget TVs. If you go higher, you're going to get anywhere from like 2 to 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more than just like, oh, it's 4K, or let me buy it. I've seen some pretty shitty budget 4K TVs. I think that I don't know the model on that Sharp that's at Best Buy for 170, or 180 or whatever it is. But if it's the one I think it is, I've seen it in Best Buy before, and it's not very good. It's not very good.
I think the Samsung that he tried to sell me at Best Buy, that was $399 at the time, and it might be the same one that's 170 on Black Friday. It had 8 millisecond response time, but it didn't have HDR10.
Yeah. So, HDR10 is something you definitely need if you're an Xbox gamer and you're gonna get the X, because if it's just Dolby Vision, you're not gonna see HDR probably. And if you do, it's gonna be faked in some way. So fake and bake. All right. I think that's pretty much it for the X. Let's get into something we can all talk about really quick. Kind of like a quick topic. Came out, the news kind of came out today about this. Hulu is coming to the Switch, and that marks the first media application. So it's not, there's no Netflix, there's no Amazon Video, there's no YouTube app. This is the first application for media consumption on the thing. So, is this a big deal? What do you guys think about this?
Well, it was kind of a matter of time before Switch got something, because they need something to kind of help compete them with the Xbox and the PS, other than just it being Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and it's like, when people get tablets, they want to consume media. Like, they don't want to just play games. And I'm wondering with this, is there going to be a possibility where you can download movies? Because like on Netflix on the iPad or on an Android tablet, you can download the movies for offline consumption. So say you're at a Wi-Fi hotspot, you want to go ahead and get a few episodes of your favorite show, you can download those on those tablets. Is that going to come to the Switch? I wonder. I mean, the onboard storage is kind of weak. It's only like 32 gigabytes, but the SD card, you can expand your storage up to like 2 terabytes, something crazy like that. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't really use Netflix and Hulu too much, so I don't really know if this is a huge deal. I mean, I guess it's a big deal because, you want to be playing your games, you want to switch. Yeah, I don't know. What are you gonna say?
I think is that Hulu has Hulu TV now.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get TV channels for Hulu, like kind of like YouTube TV.
Mm-hmm.
So for like $35 a month, you get a lot more on Hulu. And yeah, so I mean, you could, if you're a Switch person, you can watch it on the go. You can mobile tether or Wi-Fi, whatever you need to do.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good point. Like, you're in the house, you're walking around, you want to watch TV and bring it around. I mean, you just grab your Switch. You detach the Joy-Cons even if you want. Slap one of those little pop-out things that people put in the back of their phone now. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like
pop socket.
Pop socket. Yeah, you slap one of those in the back of your Switch, and there you go. You got a mobile TV walking around, going to your backyard maybe, depending on what kind of router you have, and there you go. Good point, Clowns. Good point. I forgot about that Hulu TV thing. Assassin, I know you're gonna go out and buy a Switch for Hulu.
No, I'm not gonna go buy a Switch for Hulu. My Xbox and my TV have Hulu apps. So I mean, I'm not gonna go spend $300 on the Switch just for one app. But that said, if I ever had a Switch, I still want to get Hulu.
Yeah, I don't think I will. I mean, yeah, I'll try it out just for the sake of trying it out, but I'm not gonna it's not gonna be my primary way, you know. This kind of like opens the floodgates, though. Like Taylor kind of said, right? It kind of like, you know, it opens the way now for Netflix to come, for YouTube to come. It's the first app. I don't think Nintendo necessarily wanted apps just from their attitude right out of the gate with this thing. You know, because I think if they wanted apps, they would have had it at launch. I mean, why not, right?
I think there's been external pressure for Nintendo to hurry up and get it done, and I say that because the underground scene has already found ways to clicks on there against Nintendo's permission, and now they even opened up the firmware in the underground scene, and it's totally exploitable. So I think by Nintendo doing this, it's going to force updates sooner than later. And it's going to cease the demand for the underground scene to develop some of this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, would it have been that bad? Would it have been a really bad look if Nintendo was beat to the scene from a Hulu app? Or you think, like, investor wise, do you think it would be a really bad look?
Well, if these underground devs completely crack the firmware open publicly, which they're planning to do soon, allegedly. Mm-hmm. They already have a proof of exploits out there on the lower firmwares. It will totally take away Nintendo's DRM completely. Mm-hmm. So you could stream, download movies. You could probably even pop a CoD on there.
Interesting. Yeah. Now that would be bad. That would be a bad situation. Like, I don't know. I know a lot of people wanted something like this, so I could imagine the underground scene kind of like developing a little homebrew app for this kind of thing. But yeah, if they're able to side skirt DRM and you know, go like a Wii exploit like Twilight hack or something like that on the Switch, that would be really, really bad, obviously. Yep. But I don't know. You haven't really heard too much about that in the mainstream media. Like with the Wii, you heard about that so quickly. You know, the Twilight hack, I feel like that thing happened super quick, and people were bootlegging games on the Wii like left and right, and you know, plugging their hard drives in, and you know, it was just like such a quick thing to develop. But like for the Switch, I feel like, you know, it's been out for almost a year now, crazy enough, and I haven't really heard too much about that. But
the thing is just because Nintendo doesn't want the mainstream media to talk about it, and Nintendo's been real picky on who they send press review copies to lately. So I'm sure if someone got on the bad side of Nintendo and talked about what's going on in the underground scene, Nintendo might be like, well, we don't know if you're worthy of a press review copy right now.
Right. I don't know, like, I think a YouTube app may do well on this thing because, you know, you could look up some guides or something. You know, and then you pop right back into a game after you look at the guide and you figure out what you're doing. I think that would work, but like, I don't know. I guess the screen is good enough for movies and for shows and stuff like that. I just, I don't know. Like,
I mean, people watch movies and stuff on iPads. So
yeah, I know.
It's about the same size of it, so.
Yeah. I know that's a really popular thing to do. I just, like, if there was an LTE model on this thing, I would kind of support it even more, to be honest. Like, I know that there probably will be a download option, but I feel like the next progression of this is to have an LTE model so you can watch movies on the go, like truly on the go. You know, watch shows truly on the go, and game, you know, mobilely. You know, you get an LTE model on this thing, you can add it to, you know, your Verizon, your AT&T plan. You add it for like $10 a month, and I mean, there you go. You're playing, you know, Mario Kart competitively, and then you can, if you're bored of that, you just swap over to Hulu and watch a quick show. You know, I feel like that would be more successful. But something about it to me is just like, is there enough people that want this for them to have done this? It's almost like, did they do it because people wanted it, or did they do it because they felt like they had to? in my eyes at least. I don't know if that's crazy. It's like,
I think there's
ahead,
enough
Taylor.
people that wanted it. So, and especially if people were cracking it anyway and getting it put on there, their thought was, well, people are doing it anyway, might as well just put it on.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if, like, they kind of had this in the back pocket and they weren't necessarily, like, I don't know why they would keep it private, but I kind of wonder if they had this in the back pocket ready to go at launch and they just didn't want to detract from people playing their games, and they were like, oh, no, we're not going to make this just a tablet. Like, this is a gaming machine. And they didn't put it on there. And now that they saw maybe there was a little bit of an underground scene, like Clowns is saying, people cracking it or whatever, they were like, oh, no, here it comes. Like, this was kind of a random announcement, right? They were just like, oh, today, here it is. I heard nothing about this prior to today, you know?
Yeah. When Nintendo does stuff like that, it's usually because they don't want something else going down.
Right. What were you going to say, Assassin?
I mean, I feel like it's one of those things that they kind of have to just surprise people, because what are you going to say, like, 2 weeks, before it comes out? Hey, Hulu's coming out, get ready.
And then everybody
hype this thing up, and then Josh was like, yay, we dropped Hulu, let's do this.
Yep. I mean, yeah, that would be kind of lame. I do see that. I see that point, but I don't know. Where's the YouTube app? I feel like that should have been here first, but that's so much more relevant to gaming. I hope there's like, it'd be cool if you could stream directly from this thing. Like if there was a Twitch app or I don't know. I want more game.
I'm sure there's something else that's going to come. They probably had some sort of deal already worked out with Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
And they were working on getting other things set up.
Yeah. They probably have this deal worked out with Hulu that like front page every time you launch Hulu is like the old Super Mario Brothers animated show from back in the 80s. And it's like, watch this Mario stuff or watch this awful Legend of Zelda animated series or that'd be hilarious. But anyway, that's Hulu on Switch. I can't believe we had that long of a conversation about the launch date of Hulu on a console. That's just ridiculous.
All right, everybody, go buy a Switch.
Go buy a Switch, yes. Go buy it for Hulu.
I'm still buying a Switch. I don't care. On Black Friday.
Oh, everywhere's gonna have
wait
it.
for that.
I've seen all the ads. I mean, there haven't been really deals on it, but everyone's like, "Yep, gonna have it." Like that's good enough for people. They're like, "Yep, okay." That's essentially a deal. We're gonna have it.
Good enough for me.
Yep. All right. I know I'm gonna get shit for this because we do go like every podcast by talking about Call of Duty, but I mean this is a pretty big deal. I mean this
thing's the best Call of Duty to date. It's good.
Wow. All right.
I don't think that, but
for this generation, let's say.
Yeah, for this generation, yeah.
Okay, you guys both
I'm
have it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Reezy agrees with you on that.
Wow. Okay, so we
for
essentially
this generation, he agrees.
We essentially have 3 votes from the panel that this is the best Call of Duty of the generation. So that's pretty, associate vote through Taylor. But either way, it's still a vote that this is the best of this generation. So I guess you guys are going to talk all good things about this thing?
I mean, there's some negative things to talk about, too. Not just positive.
Okay, so...
No game is 10 out of 10.
No game is 10 out of 10. There must be negative. So, since there are only very few negatives, let's go negative first. What is bad about WW2?
Well, definitely for the first few days, the servers, especially on launch day, you couldn't get into a server. The servers have been kicking you off of matches, like close to the end, the middle. But sometimes the loading screens take forever because it's trying to do stuff. They had to put headquarters to solo unless you invite, one of your friends because the servers. So pretty much it's the servers that just been utter shit.
But at least there are servers now, no? Because it's not peer-to-peer.
Yeah, they say it's dedicated, but...
No, but they've been saying dedicated servers year after year after year, and now finally, there's kind of evidence that it is servers now. You know what I mean? That the problem is servers. So Must be this time, right?
Well, imagine being at a headquarters match, and I think you can have like up to 48 people. I think I heard.
Yeah.
And someone has like a terrible connection. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't understand like the whole like I haven't played multiplayer on the full version yet. I have a PS4 Pro, but I'm only playing through the campaign right now. And I don't understand the whole like get together before the match. Like what is the area called?
Headquarters. It's just it's just somewhere to go where you can get some contracts during supply drops like or XP or armory credits. Prestige your stuff, maybe shoot a few targets.
How stupid is that though? Is that just because of Destiny? Like, come on.
Well, so in previous games, you had a shooting range, but you had to push like select and put you in one, so you could test out guns. So then they put that in there. And then the credits and stuff or contracts, if they were in the game, they would just be in another menu. But then the supply drops of them falling from the sky and everyone can see you opening them. I think it's kind of interesting because you can see how terrible Clowns' supply drops are or how good they are. And, you can rub them in someone's face, be like, you got a red tier item, which is an item you cannot get, you can't craft or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like a social rank, which supposedly the higher your social rank, the better supply drops you get.
And how do you get social rank?
By doing activities like 1v1s, shooting range, opening supply drops.
Oh, okay.
Some
Okay.
contracts have them.
So the term 1v1 me, bro, has like some real meaning now.
Yep.
Nice.
Does.
Love it. Love it. Clowns, you loving this thing? You got negatives on this thing?
So, okay, a lot of it's good stuff. I think it's good. But the two negative things that I could think of off the bat is one, spawn trapping can be really terrible in this game.
Oh my god. Forgot about that.
I mean, they got a bad thing. They got a bad thing with spawn trapping. Two is when you play against players that know what they're doing, they know how to go behind your spawn and stay there without flipping the spawns.
Oh my god, yeah. You could have half the team and the spawns would still not flip. You know how frustrating that is to spawn, walk, step, and die because you can't figure out where anyone is because they're behind you?
It's really frustrating because you see Assassin set up on London docks, right? He gets like a sniper position behind a crate, and the next thing you know, he's shooting at a guy in front of him, but lo and behold, there's two guys behind him firing him from both angles. And he's like, hey, I just spawned. What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something they gotta fix. I mean, it's weird that they had a beta for this thing, and the beta was like essentially one map, right?
No, it was 3.
It was 3 map. Oh yes. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm thinking about war mode. That was one map, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so some modes had one map, some other modes had 3 maps. Like they test these things out, yet they're still having problems with stuff like that. It's like they couldn't. I know it's hard to learn from one map how playstyle is going to be on another map, but same time, like this is like what, the 9th Call of Duty to be released ever, or like more than that, right?
Way more than that.
There's a couple more negative things too now that we're talking about. I think on it. In headquarters, right? You get these like little challenges, and one of them is to commend like 10 other players. And lately, headquarters is broken. The only player you see in headquarters is the one of that you join their party. So like me and Assassin lobbied up together, and it's just me and him in headquarters. On launch day, there was a whole bunch of people. Then they had all those server issues, and now it's just like me and him.
Weird.
Hanging out in headquarters.
They made it so hard to fix the servers.
They made it what?
They turned it off where you could join, not join other people, but have a group of people in there so they could do maintenance.
Right. Interesting.
And other issue that we've had when we played the war mode, right, is in war mode, if you get the Normandy D-Day beach, it's very once. If you get a team that's really good, knows what they're doing, they play together, or they know all their moves, they can really corner you off so you can't even get off the beach because they're protected by bunkers with like turret guns hooked on the windows that are still reinforced so you can shoot through them.
Well, you can actually shoot through them. I was watching a guy just to see, what people are thinking. You use the semi-auto sniper, you can shoot right through there.
Okay. Well, I mean that makes it a little bit better, but it's still pretty bad.
Oh my god, yeah.
See this.
And
sorry, let's go ahead.
And another thing too that me and Assassin both have experienced in numerous occasions is that sometimes, there's people that are spraying, right? They're like in front of you, they're spraying and they're shifting back and forth, and you're hiding behind like a steel door or part of a wall, and just magically go through it, and the rest are stopped, but those 3 bullets will kill you.
Yeah, you can get shot through some random bullshit. And then there's those things where, you run behind cover and somehow you die, and then you watch the kill cam and it's like you're in the open, but for a fact you're behind the wall.
Man, that's frustrating, especially in a game like CoD.
Yeah.
Especially in a Twitch shooter. Yeah, they got to get that fixed, obviously. Yeah, it's bad. I mean, it did just come out. I mean, you guys are saying all this stuff, but it's been all you guys have been playing. So, I mean, obviously it's good enough for you guys to keep going back.
Well, it's addicting. Like, I know we've been talking all the shit about it, but like, fact is, it's still boots on the ground. Call of Duty experience that we haven't had since Ghosts, which Ghost was just terrible. And you got they give you a bunch of supply drops, so you don't feel like you have to buy them. I still don't like the random crap that they do, where at the end of the match, sometimes they'll say 0 supply drops rewarded to anyone, and sometimes it'll be 3, and it'll just kind of like Battlefield, or just randomly give one. I don't really care for that, but I mean, they give you some for leveling and contracts, and then like it's easy to level up. Some of the guns are very good. Kill streaks are powerful. Maps are decent besides the spawn trapping.
And all the good players use SMGs.
Oh my god, it's just an SMG show. It's really frustrating with that. But
well, I thought the SMGs were really strong in the beta. I mean, I knew that was going to happen, man. I mean,
yeah, but they got nerfed in the PC beta, but somehow I guess they weren't nerfed because I was saying this on Twitter, and some people thought maybe I was crazy, but the rifles, just the fully auto rifles, some of them have worse stats than the SMGs, which makes no sense for range and damage, because they're supposed to be a smaller, compact, kind of weaker gun. But no, I've lost so many times from across map to a Type 100. When I was using a sniper from like on the biggest map in the game, like. That should not happen.
Yeah, Type 100 should never outduel anyone at range. That gun is definitely not capable.
What they have the ability to do is that you can add like Full Metal Jacket, fall off damage range, and rapid fire, and just go around hip firing anything with the SMG, like the Type 100, the MP40s. And you could just go up against any gun and wreck people. You don't even have to go for headshots, because headshots aren't even accurate in this one. Go for body shots.
Interesting. Yeah, it's the best one of this generation. I don't know where I was coming up with 9 Call of Duties. I don't know why I threw that number out there. There's been like way more than that. There's been like close to like 19 Call of Duties than 9. I was just like running through them in my head. I'm like, where the fuck did I come up with 9 Call of Duties? It's like been 9 Call of Duties since like my nephew's been born, for Christ's sake.
I would say this is tied with Modern Warfare 2, but Modern Warfare 3 is still the best one.
Wow, so even going back to that, you think it's one of the better ones, huh? Wow.
Yep.
Assassin?
I don't think it's good as the Modern Warfare 2, 3, Black Ops 1 type games, but it's a lot better. Maybe it's just because it's the first boots on the ground in years, because we've had all this fairy crap type shit.
Nice.
You know, what I don't understand is how Sledgehammer actually wants to make Advanced Warfare 2, and Activision comes in and says, "Hey, no, let's do World War II, boots on the ground."
Yep. That news came out recently. That Sledgehammer, the makers of this game, decided that they wanted to do Advanced Warfare 2, and Advanced Warfare I thought was not very good, so I'm glad they didn't do that. But they wanted to do Advanced Warfare 2, and Activision saw the writing on the wall, I think. Excuse me, sorry. I think they saw the writing on the wall, and they had to intervene here, and they said go back to the roots. Evil Earn in the YouTube chat saying, Sledgehammer started the whole jetpack thing in CoD. The rest of the devs followed, and then now Sledgehammer's going back. Will the rest of the devs now go back? It's an interesting idea because, they say these Call of Duty games are actually in development for truly like 3 years, right? As soon as the cycle starts, as soon as it ends, rather, for one company, they start right again. They don't just wait until the year the game comes out. So it's possible that all of them could have been working on going back to the roots right from the get-go. Activision may have done that with all the other ones, Treyarch. Sorry. It's possible, but I don't know. Do you guys think that they're all going to go back? Or I thought Black Ops was good. Black Ops 3.
I feel like if they all go back, gamers are going to complain again. So, look at with Ghost, people wanted more innovation and whatnot. So, Advanced Warfare came to do that. And then people complained, and then now we have to go back. So I feel like if we keep on having World War II games, people are going to complain because there's nothing new. So I hope, like one of them maybe does World War II, maybe some Vietnam and some maybe modern.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind them going to the future. Like if Advanced Warfare 2 came out, but there was no jetpack stuff or, some of this other bullshit that we've been seeing in, these futuristic games, it would probably be fine.
Yeah.
Why can't we see Modern Warfare 4 with Korea and the U.S. or something on the verge of nuclear war?
3 ended, I think, perfectly fine. I think if maybe not, continuing the Modern Warfare series, but, maybe not even rebooting it, but just do a modern game, be fine.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's gotta be, if you're gonna do Advanced, it's gotta be in the vein of Modern Warfare, not like all this crazy other shit. Like I can't even compete in Infinite Warfare. Like that online mode, I can't even compete in that. I'm sorry. Like Black Ops was as far as I could go on the futuristic stuff. Like as soon as I started seeing like robot, like clone droid looking bitches running around, like I had to stop that shit. I was just like, I can't deal with it. But so Taylor, I know like you haven't played this and you haven't had a chance to get in on this, but you've talked to Reezy about it, obviously. So what is his opinion on it?
He likes it a lot. The only issues he had with it was the servers.
Yeah.
That was his only issue. The only thing I ever heard him complain about with this so far.
Go figure that they finally like get the requests going and they finally get servers into the game. They listen to people's complaints. They say they're gonna do servers and they don't, and they finally do it, and it's shit.
Well, it makes sense. Look at like headquarters. Like I know we talked about it earlier with all the stuff you do, but you're always in a headquarters.
Yeah.
You're out of a match, you're in a headquarters with so many people. People have to drop supply drops. There's the 1v1 queues, the contracts, prestiging, the emblems. You can go to zombies, come from zombies. It's a lot for something new to the Call of Duty series on a server to tank.
Yeah. It's like you're gonna start with servers. You gotta take baby steps, bro. Like you've been peer to peer for so long. Now you're gonna jump into servers and you're gonna throw in some Destiny shit on us. Like stop it.
Yeah.
Not every game needs like this social center where everyone can just like meet and dance with each other and take a shit. Like Call of Duty doesn't need an area like that. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have experience with it personally, so, you know, call me uninformed if you want. But I mean, I would love to be interested. I mean, hit us up on Twitter if you think Call of Duty World War II really needed the headquarters for you to go meet up with your buddies and go dance and shit. Like,
Well, you don't really dance.
well, whatever,
I mean, there's
whatever.
modes, but I mean, as much as it harms the servers, I think it's kind of just a neat idea. Other than just because how many times, maybe not recently, but maybe in the past, how many times you had to wait in a lobby and looking at just a screen, waiting for people to join when you could just walk around, find some Easter eggs, just do something than just sitting and looking at menus. Like that's boring. At least it gives you something to do.
Okay, all right. That's a fair argument, I suppose. I mean, I'm waiting for the next match. I'm not looking to
Well, yeah, but
you're not looking to like throw a soccer ball back and forth.
No, I'm not looking to do that. I'll like start a conga line or any of this other stupid shit that people do in these areas. Like at least the tower in Destiny, like there are vendors to walk to.
They're the same in this.
Yeah, but what do the vendors get you in this? Like, what unique thing do the vendors get you?
Calling cards, all that kind of stuff.
But are people like going to those to get like exclusive things? Like, does like Lieutenant Sanders like appear every week and sell exclusive shit like Xur and stuff like that? Because
no, but most of the vendors type things are broken right now. Like the emblem guy, you can't share or look at people's emblems. The gunsmith from Black Ops 3, where you could customize your gun with the paint jobs or whatever, that's not available.
Mm-hmm.
Just the contracts, the prestige people, the zombies person, and the supply job person is only working.
Yeah, I mean, in front of you get on there, right? You hang out with your boy Assassin and Clowns, and we'll commend you. We'll do a shootout at the range with you. We'll throw care packages down so you can see all this awesome loot.
Oh,
you might
cool.
Get some social experience. We'll throw the soccer ball back and forth.
Oh, man.
We'll climb the score streak tower like friends do, the water tower,
Absolutely stoked, man. Throw that soccer ball right at me, bro. Let me just kick that thing.
Okay. You can't. You catch it.
Oh, you catch it. Okay. Wow. Jesus
But why
Christ.
was it in football instead?
Yeah, why isn't it a football? Why does it have to be a soccer ball?
But, it's World War II, and
that's all they got,
just
man.
want to throw it,
Yeah, that's all they got. All right. Fair enough. All right, we've been talking about that for too long. We got to move on. I don't know. I guess recommendation is to check it out. It's going to be on sale on Black Friday at a bunch of places. It's going to be $40. It's going to be $40 at Best Buy. So definitely look at that to add to your library. I know I'll eventually be getting it, like legitimately getting it on Xbox. I have play on PlayStation now, but I'll be getting it. I know.
Get it.
I know. Awful. All right. Here's the next topic really quick. So PlayStation trophies can now earn you PlayStation Network credit. So past trophies don't really earn you anything. You have to link your rewards account to your PlayStation account. So you have to sign up for a rewards account, link it, and then you can start earning these things. But if you earn 10 platinum trophies, I'll get you a $10 PSN credit. So you beat 10 games essentially completely through if they have platinums, and you'll get $10. Silver is...
Hotel, here I come.
Huh? What?
Hotel games, here I come.
There you go. Exactly. So there's some easy games that you can just go ahead and hop on and get platinums and get a $10 credit. Silvers, it's going to take you a lot of silver. You're going to have 1,000 silver trophies in order to get $10. And gold trophies, you're going to have 100 gold trophies for a $10 PSN credit. So, silver, you need 1,000. Gold, you need 10 or 100. Sorry. Platinums, you need 10. So do you guys, first of all, what do you guys think of this? And also, do you think it's too little credit for how much achievement that is?
It's too little and it's stupid. I mean, a platinum trophy is basically $1. So you're saying all your hard work is for $1. Like,
Yeah, but it's better
that's
than
like-
nothing. Like all your hard work
no,
before.
but
had
that's like Clown says these stupid things sometimes. He's like, if you do this, I'll give you $1. Like, it's just not worth it. Like it feels like it devalues a platinum trophy. It's one of those things that's hard to get. It should not be like $1, for just one.
I think
It's
Sony's trying to reward people for spending their time investing in trophies on their online system. I mean, Microsoft has that My VIP rewards now, where you earn those diamond things towards actual cash value products. I mean, so doing this with trophies, and these trophies are a lot easier to get than Microsoft's VIP diamond stuff.
Right. And I think that's the point. Like, this is literally for just like playing your games regularly. Whereas the Microsoft one is like, I feel like that's a real chore.
Yes, it is.
I feel like that's a chore. Like, this is literally just playing your games normally. Like, Assassin, you're telling me you're not motivated to just work a little bit harder to get that platinum if you've gotten like, every trophy except 2? Some platinum trophies is just like, oh, get all the rest of the trophies and you get a platinum, right? So what happens if, like, you just have 2 more golds to go? You're not going to go grab those golds, maybe to get $1?
I would do it for the platinum, for knowing it's for $1. I'm sorry, it's $1. I mean,
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Okay, so
the chances of me getting another 9 platinum trophies, I mean, that, unless you're playing a Telltale game or that really easy game I think Sony pulled that was like 2 minutes of work for platinum, like, fuck, $10 for a shit ton of hours is not really worth it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Just saying, I think that it is, in this day and age, with the way prices of games are going and some of these easy games, I think it's worth it. I mean, you got those Telltale games. You got like games that you could walk through, do a story, picture find games. Those mobile games that come to platforms, another one, free to play games. And then you got like you got PS. I mean, this is a good selling point for PS Now. They'll be like, oh, look at all these trophies you're gonna earn with the subscription.
Yep.
You'll get your money back if you play it enough. And then you got the GameStop pass coming out that me and Inferno are gonna get. So I mean, just me and Inferno could go to GameStop, go through all those Telltale games, and probably have like what, $30-$40 done.
Yep.
That's the game.
Yeah, I mean, it does depend on the game for sure, but there are walking simulators that you can easily, get done in an hour, get a platinum potentially, and earn $1, and then that money just racks up. I mean, they searched the person with the most trophies, right? And that person with the most trophies would have racked up, if they had this on day one, they would have racked up like almost $2,000. That's a lot of fucking money, man.
Shout out to Mako for his guides, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
I go that game on PlayStation, I'll be racking up some money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can skyrocket through that game.
Yep.
And it's not like this is something that people are demanding. It's a free thing that PSN is doing that they don't have to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's rewarding their players for playing their game and their completionists for completing their game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small reward. It doesn't need to be, oh, you get a free game for all this stuff. No, you get a reward for playing their game, being a loyal customer to them.
Yep.
That's all this is.
Agree 100%. I think it's awesome. I mean, yeah, it's $1. Like, I see Assassin's Point. It's a fucking $1, right? And these games cost $60.
Hey,
a lot of
$1 is $1.
$1, dude. $1 is way more than you'd get for just buying the game and playing it normally. At least, because it's not even
something
just
back.
Yeah, you're getting something back. You're encouraged. I mean, a lot of people, if they like to, if I'm playing a game and I'm 2 golds away from getting that platinum to getting that $1, I'm sorry, I'm gonna stick it out. Like, because on PlayStation it shows the progression pretty well, like down to the 10th of percentage on how far away you are from getting that gold or whatever, right? So if I'm like 20% away from getting a gold and like 40% away from getting the other one, I'm sticking it out. You know, I'm sticking it out because not only do you get that accomplishment, but you're getting something back that's like pretty worthwhile. Because think about it, you beat a game and you get a bunch of silvers, you get a bunch of golds, you get a bunch of you get a platinum, right? So you get the platinum that's $1, then you get a bunch of golds that's working to another $1. I mean, it's not quite as worth it, but you know, hear me out. Then you get the silvers that's working towards another $1. So it's not just like $1. It's like it may be like $1 or two. It may be like $2 or maybe like $1.75 or something like that. You know.
And I mean, you know, if you do like a rental program or you do the GameStop thing, essentially you have the time to invest in it, and you are either a trophy hunter or you're a completionist or whatever you are. If you have the time to invest in it, it's going to pay for itself.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean,
Assassin.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, you know, Assassin plays Xbox pretty much all day, right? He's always getting achievements on Xbox. Now, if he was playing PlayStation all day, getting these achievements on PlayStation, he'd be getting money.
Yep.
Yeah.
$1.
Oh my God, dude, you got to get off that dollar thing because
I'm not.
This, and you could get some money out of it. You would absolutely be doing it.
No, probably not.
You'd probably get a free game like every month. You'd probably get like $120 every month.
I don't earn that many achievements every month. I think besides November and probably October, probably somewhat of December, I probably earned like less than half of 1,000.
No. Dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say so say a silver trophy is like 1,000, like you get 1,000 on a game, right? How many games have you completed? Would you say?
I don't know.
Wait, like 30?
Probably less than that.
All right, let's just say 30 because I bet you it's like 30. Say you got say it's like 25. Okay, that's $25 plus
and
all. That's just the platinums, dude. That's just the top end, right? I mean,
he's just hating on PlayStation.
I think he's just hating on PlayStation.
Okay, so $25. Okay, that's out of years of playing.
But it's not necessarily years. Like look at Gopher, right? Love Boat Gopher. Okay, he got 80,000 gamer score. Look at Beard. 80,000 gamer score in 1 month, right?
Yeah, but they always, they probably play every single fucking tiny little game till it's completed.
Yeah. So of
course they're gonna earn a shit ton of money, but
so not only are they getting the gamer score to brag about, but they're also getting money off of those bragging rights.
Assassin, I think we should invest our digital library in PlayStation going forward, right, bro?
Okay, buy me a PS4 Pro right now.
Listen to this guy.
$400. Do this right now. No, okay.
Nice. Wow.
I'm sorry, but $1 to complete a game.
If you had enough trophies earned, probably could afford one by now.
There you go.
That would be almost 400 games. Like, I don't even think I played 400 games on my one. So
Sony gave me like $40 off movie tickets alone.
Yeah, but you also Google it and find people's movie tickets.
Jesus. Supersonic Station says any money is good money. See that, Assassin? You gotta have that mindset.
$1 for a shit ton of hours, like.
You're doing it already for free, so might as well make some money. Think about how many hours you put into like Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare.
Oh my god!
Right now,
still sore about that.
now think about getting another like $2 for all those hours.
$2 for almost 40 days of gameplay.
Listen,
excuse me.
You've already played that 40 days of gameplay. All right, so you've already done it without earning any money. Now I'm gonna give you money.
$2. I'm sorry. 40 days for $2. I
mean, no. Jesus did 40
and
days.
I didn't even
got no dollars.
Assassin's just a hater.
I didn't
Assassin, how long?
complete PvZ
In all
Garden
reality,
Warfare.
Assassin. In all reality, how long? Someone like you, who sits in that room, and is a video game fanatic and true knight of the video game world, how long would it take you to beat a Telltale game?
I don't know, a few hours.
There you go, $2.
Oh, yep. So you go get, I don't know, you go get like a rental pass, and you go get
But
every Telltale
so
game
you
in one
beat all
day.
the Telltale games, okay? Then you're
Yep.
stuck because they're they don't make
But-
Telltale games every single day.
Well, at least you made your money.
$2.
Go to Uncharted.
like
I mean,
$1.
go beat on Uncharted.
Uh,
Get through that in a day.
Uncharted
everyone's gone to
game.
everyone's gone to the Rapture. Dear God.
Oh my god, I'll never
Gone
play
Home.
Dear God.
Another one.
Gone
Lost
Home.
Legacy. You could.
What's the
Lost
other one?
Legacy. You could beat that in like less than 10 hours.
Oxenfree, Virginia, like
Yeah,
all
Oxenfree.
I'm sorry, you guys are not going to convince me this is great.
Oh my God, you suck.
I'm sorry, but $1 for a platinum?
Again, is
It's-
Con's gonna run a whole
They
bunch
don't
of
owe
games
you
on
that money. That's the thing.
PlayStation games.
Taylor's right. They don't owe you that money.
They're giving it to you for free.
You literally just like playing your games. You're playing your favorite game. You're like, you grab CoD World War II. You get 1,000 games for that thing. You're like, yeah, you know what? Like, I've been waiting for this.
I got $1. Yay.
Battlefront 2. You're gonna grab that shit. You get 1,000 gamers score that. You're gonna be like, oh man, like I beat this shit. I completed it. Like, this is amazing.
Oh my god, $1.
And then in
Let me
your
go.
and then in your
Dude, get
online
off it. It's only $1.
in your wallet, is $2 all of a sudden. I may not be like $2. Maybe like it be $1.50. The platinum plus all the other smaller ones. There's $1.50. $1.50 gets you, an Arizona iced tea can and maybe like a Snickers or something.
It took me 2 months on Xbox VIP program to get 3 months of Xbox Live for free. I bet you on PlayStation months I can have $60 games.
Yep. I agree. This is really cool. I wish they would adopt this for everything. It's like Steam included. Steam has achievements. Xbox, obviously they have something similar, but it's like way more tedious, cumbersome, not as straightforward as this. So I think it's good.
If I get $100 in each earned, I'm just gonna go buy PS Now and triple that investment.
There you go.
A lot of games.
What sucks though is that if you've done it before this program started, it doesn't count. So
I know.
Oh,
Fairness, like Taylor
that's
said,
all those dollars.
it's a free thing. They don't have to do it.
yeah, true.
But is it really free? You're paying all these, you're buying a game, some of it goes to Sony. So, I mean, you're basically just getting the money you paid them back.
I mean, you
So
don't
is it
have to
really
get
free.
games
You're
with the
paying
money.
them.
You can get
Well, then
movies.
how are you going to get $1? Like,
Hey, you
have to get a game in order to, get $1.
Or stuff through Sony Rewards site. You can buy movies, 4K movies through there too.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
it's not just for games.
Money
Yeah,
still goes to them, so you're still giving them money just for you to get $1 from a game.
but you're doing it anyway. Like you're already buying these games.
So you're playing games anyway, right?
Right,
So
right.
regardless,
Yeah, but I mean, it's stupid.
but if Xbox
Right.
did this, it's not like, oh, this is
No,
awesome.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
really am not going to go out of my way to complete maybe some game that I need half the achievements. Like if
If there's a game
a
he really
game-
wants, he would do it.
if there's a game that I enjoy playing, I'll complete it all the way through because I enjoyed it. I'm not going to go out of my way, like for Dear God, for instance, and play that for hundreds of hours, get all the achievements for a fucking $1.
What about the Chariot Simulator? I mean, you
No,
could-
I'm not going to push a fucking coffin up and down ramps for a fucking $1.
Oh my God. I hear you, Assassin. It is a fairly decent argument, but at the same time, like these games that you are already playing, if you were to get that money, you're telling me that's not like a good thing. You know, if you're already playing it.
Maybe you should have got a PS4 Pro. Maybe you should have got caught on the PS4. You would have had at least $1 by now.
No, because I would have had to get the fucking platinum because.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to do by yourself, so.
I know. You definitely would be like, "Ooh, I got my $2."
Oh no.
If it were a game you liked though, and you like actually were playing for the platinum anyway, you know.
I would rather have the platinum trophy than the $2.
Wow, but now you get both. Now you get both. That's the thing.
You get to keep your trophy.
Might as well get participation trophies for just starting it up too.
Hey, some games you do. Some games you do get like a bronze trophy or like you get a 5 gamer score.
That's stupid.
Achievement for just like playing, you know.
You breathe. There's a 100 gamer score achievement.
There you go.
Congratulations.
There you go. All right, enough about that. So last topic, I think I'm gonna save for the next podcast because it's already late and I have to go help my girlfriend do something really quick. But we're gonna talk next week about the voice actors union finally striking a deal, and your favorite voice actors are gonna be back in games. So I know some people felt this especially hard on Life is Strange because I don't play that game, but my understanding is that one of the main characters that is a huge part of the game was voiced by somebody else because of it. So, yeah, we'll talk about that next week. But, yeah, other than that, that's kind of like the end of the show. Sorry it was long. Sorry it was late. But, I got to give Assassin a little bit more time to earn that $1. So,
yeah, that one fucking $1.
You know what? I'm going to say this. For honors for free this weekend, Assassin, you could have been playing that on PS4. Maybe you've gotten a platinum trophy off that game.
Yep.
I'm sorry, For Honor's fucking trash.
Listen,
that game should have died when it first came out.
Listen,
it's free.
People still play it.
Clown's got
free
a good point.
For like 2 days.
Clown's got a good point. Free to play games. You're not paying shit. You're gonna play you're gonna play those. You're not paying anything, and you earn money. So there you go.
For $1.
All right, whatever. You're not getting off the $1 thing. Go earn your $1.
No, I'm not getting off the $1.
$1 makes Assassin holla.
Wow. Okay, that was totally not true.
Now we need to just end it after that.
All right. Well, search us everywhere. 4GwQPodcast. You'll find us absolutely everywhere. If you liked this thing, hit like below. Subscribe. Follow us on Mixer. We're gonna start streaming a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some COD World War II on the Xbox and stream it.
You know what?
To this guy.
You know what? I'm gonna earn my $1 on the Pro. All right. I'm gonna get my platinum. All right. So
okay. Enjoy playing the multiplayer and zombies and.
Okay, we'll do. On Twitter, we are 4GwQPodcast. So hit us up on there. Like us all individually down here. I'm pointing. And next week, hopefully Skype will be working, so we don't have any like robot glitching or any of that crazy shit, and we'll start on time. So other than that, we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Assassin $1.
Bye.
No. $1 suck.
Assassin, go get your $1.
Assassin.